Hey everyone, so we're looking at this question from Math 1240. That's the course, Chapter 1, Section 1.5. As you can see, and we're looking at question number 10 over here. So as you can see, this question is talking about purchasing some chicken. There's an ad that's showing across town, you have a store which is selling chicken on sale for $3.09 a pound, which is cheaper than the neighborhood store, which is selling chicken for $3.59 a pound. So is it worth the extra drive? So some extra information here is telling us we need to buy 3 pounds of chicken. The neighborhood store is 2.4 miles away, so that takes about 9 minutes. The store across town where we have the cheaper chicken, that's 8.5 miles away. It takes about 25 minutes. The car gives us a mileage of about 20 miles, 20 miles per gallon in the city. It has a gas tank capacity of 17 gallons, and price of gas is $3.83 per gallon. So you can see this is a two-part question asking us to figure out which store will be cheaper, the closer one or the farther away, and the cheaper store will save us how much money. So I've copied the problem over here in this spreadsheet because it will be easy to break down, all the calculations. So you can see I've copied the example here also so you guys can have access to it, all in one place. And then you will go ahead and see I've actually created just a quick little calculation over here. So all the important information we need, we know the store across town is selling chicken for $3.09. So you will see store across town here. We've got our chicken value for $3.09. The neighborhood store is selling it for $3.59. So you will see that's the price, $3.59 here for the neighborhood store. Then we know that we need to be purchasing 3 pounds of chicken. So obviously doesn't matter which store we go to, we will obviously be purchasing the same amount of chicken, 3 pounds. The neighborhood store is 2.4 miles away and it takes about 9 minutes to get there. The store across town is 8.5 miles away and it takes about 25 minutes to go there. So you'll see again, I've entered all that information. Then over here, I've got the car mileage and the gas price and all of that. So of course, they're telling us the gas mileage for our car is 20 miles per gallon. So I've got in there. The capacity of our tank is 17 gallons. And then of course, the price of gas is $3.83 per gallon. So you can see I've got all of that information here. So now we can go ahead and figure out how do we calculate which option will be cheaper. So of course, the first thing you want to do is calculate the round trip to both the stores, right? Across town and our neighborhood store. So whatever that distance is, you're going to be taking double of that. And I just realized I have some numbers that I need to change here. So give me just a quick second to make sure I've updated the calculation because I don't want you guys to have like the wrong calculation. So just a second here, guys. All right, guys. So we were talking about the round trip travel costs to the store across town and the neighborhood store. So let's start with across town. So again, since that's a round trip, because of course, we need to calculate the distance to get to the store and then return home, right? So we are taking that distance of 8.5 miles and we're going to double that. And then you're of course going to see, okay, if the car is giving us 20 miles per gallon, then how many gallons are we going to be using for this round trip to the store, right? So that's why you're taking 8.5 miles and we double that for the round trip. And then you're actually going to write that mileage as 1 gallon divided by 20 miles. So instead of writing miles per gallon, you're going to write it as gallon per miles. Using the dimensional analysis because, of course, we want to cancel out the mileage unit of measurement. So that's how we would set this up. So 8.5 miles times 2, and then you're multiplying it by a fraction of 1 gallon divided by 20 miles. And then, of course, we need to figure out, once we know how many gallons of gas we will be using, then of course we need to figure out the cost, which is based on the gas price, $3.83 per gallon, right? So you will see I entered these numbers into sort of a formula over here. So I'm taking my 8.5 miles of the distance to the store, and I'm multiplying it by 2. So of course that gives me the double distance that I need. Then you will see I am dividing by my mileage that my car gives me. So that's 1 divided by 20. So that's the, 20 miles per gallon. And then of course we're multiplying it by the gas price, which is $3.83. You will also notice that instead of typing the numbers, I have actually clicked on the cells where these answers are. So that way, if we needed to modify, if we did another practice problem and, the numbers will change. So that way we don't have to keep going in and typing the new distance and mileage and gas price. By using these cell references, it makes it easier for us to change this problem, when our numbers change. So this is your raw answer. And of course, since we're talking in terms of money, you will see we round this to 2 decimal places. So that's telling us it's going to cost us $3.26 to go to the store across town and come back. All right, now for the neighborhood store, that is only a distance of, you can see 2.4 miles. So that's going to be 2.4 miles times 2. And then of course the gas mileage and the gas price will stay the same. So 1 divided by 20 miles for the gas mileage, and then 383 for the price. So same thing you will notice over here. We have our distance to the store, 2.4 miles. And of course, we take double of that, which will give us the return trip. Then we multiply it by 1 divided by our gas mileage of 20 miles per gallon. And then, of course, the cost of gas, which is $3.83. So you can see the raw answer over here and then round it to 2 decimal places for dollar amounts. And it's only going to cost us 92 cents to go to the neighborhood store and come back. Now, how much does it cost us to purchase the chicken? So of course, for across town, you will see it's costing us $3.09 per pound. And then of course, we're purchasing 3 pounds, right? And you will see I've used cell references here again, so that if the price or the quantity of chicken changes, we don't have to come back and retype those numbers over here. And then same kind of thing happening here with the neighborhood store. So neighborhood store, the chicken was at $3.59. And of course, we're buying the same quantity of 3 pounds. So now we have the round trip cost. We have the price of the chicken. Now we can put this all together. So you can see for our cost over here for the across town store, our round trip cost was $3.26. So that's where this guy is coming from. For our neighborhood store, the traveling cost was 92 cents. So that's where this is coming from. The price of the chicken across town is $9.27. Of course, we can see it's cheaper there. And then for the neighborhood store, it was $3.59. Of course, that chicken's going to be a bit more expensive. But then when we take the price of traveling across town versus the neighborhood store, you will see the total cost for traveling across town is coming out to be $12.53. For the neighborhood store, you can see the total cost is coming out to be $11.69. So of course, you can see traveling to the neighborhood store is going to be cheaper for us. So that's going to be the first option. Going to the closer store is going to be cheaper. And then by how much is it cheaper? So you can see it's going to be cheaper by 84 cents. So we're going to put 0.84 in here. Check your answer. And you can see what this comes out to be. Now, I do want to tell you, based on different examples, this can change. So sometimes the farther store may still be cheaper to do the extra long drive, and you may still save money going to the farther store. And then, of course, as you saw in this example, traveling to the nearer store was still a cheaper option. The other thing you will notice is when I was doing the difference between the two costs of purchasing chicken at the store nearby or farther away, I actually did the difference between the total cost, but you will see I'm using the absolute value function over here because just in case, the neighborhood store was more expensive than the store across town, I still wanted to get a positive answer. So that's why I'm using the absolute value function here so that I can, make sure this number always comes out to be a positive number. But I hope that this example kind of helps you walk through the process of how to solve question number 10 here from section 1.5. And I'll share this worksheet with you guys in D2L so that way you guys have access to this if you wanted to use it to do your own examples. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.